What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. This is a new video, new series starting on the channel, so stay tuned to see what we've got in store. We're going to have a look at a lot of different things that's hopefully going to help you boost up your rank in the coming game week. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. What's up everyone, so welcome back to another video. Today we've got something a little bit new for you guys here on the channel. It's going to be a little bit like my game week preview video, which I launched sort of towards the end of the game week, but it's going to come straight after the game week deadline. So at the moment the game week 20 deadline has just passed, the game is just updated, so it's going to be a little bit different. So what things we're going to cover is how did I actually end up lining up in the game week just gone, the game week about to start. What was my actual lineup, so what transfers did I actually decide on making, key players I think you should look to target. So my thinking is that my game week preview videos are very specific to my team, but I'm going to have a look in a bit more of a wider context at the next game week, players that I think you guys should target, and then what that means for my initial transfer plan. So that's the idea for this video. It's going to be a bit more ad lib, a bit sort of just in the moment, me talking to you guys about some players that I think you should be interested in and how I ended up lining up and how I think this game week that's about to start is going to go. So in terms of my transfer, I ended up just doing De Bruyne into Gundogan. So there was a chance that I made another defensive transfer. I did Robertson or Chilwell to a Man City defender for a -4, but I decided to just go with one. I think the best policy is if you don't know what transfers to make, just don't try and make it too complicated. So don't take that extra -4 if you're not completely comfortable with it. So I decided to just go De Bruyne into Gundogan ahead of game week 20. So what this meant for my team was that I lined up as this is here. So Gundogan came straight in. I actually made a late change to my starting lineup where I decided to start Saka over Kufal. Now that West Ham match is just sort of minutes away from starting at the time of recording, so fingers crossed that I've made the right decision. I just fancied Crystal Palace at home. They haven't done that well to have a little bit of a rebound. Zaha's back, and Saka's done well in recent weeks. Southampton have got both their fullbacks injured, which could work out if Saka's playing right wing. I know there's a potential for him to play at left back, but I just took that gamble on Saka away at Southampton rather than Kufal away at Crystal Palace. It could go horribly wrong, it absolutely could. Kufal does have a high ceiling, they've been great defensively. But in the time of the moment, I decided to start Saka over Kufal, who then went to first on my bench. But of course, Gundogan came in. There was no change to my captaincy, with it falling on Bruno Fernandes and the vice-captain remaining on Cancelo. So fingers crossed he can get something from me tonight, but I don't see any reason that Bruno Fernandes won't play in the upcoming game week. So just a little update for you guys on my cup opponent. So my team, as you can see on the left hand side there, I'm not lying to you, that is how I lined up. Saka came in starting, Kufal there, and Gundogan was my transfer in. So that is my team for this game week. Now my opponent has actually gone for a 5-3-2, an interesting formation. He's brought in Gundogan this week. He didn't have De Bruyne, he's just brought him in anyway. He's got double Tottenham attack against Liverpool. He's decided to bench Smith Rowe, he's benched Souček and bench Benteke. His bench is really strong, but he's gone for a strong 5 at the back. I can't blame him from starting all of these, so fingers crossed, we'll see how this goes, but hopefully I can get through to the next round of the FPL Cup. So in terms of my first game week 21 thoughts, so this is like the real bit that I want to cover. We'll have a little bit of that intro in these videos every week, but my first thoughts ahead of game week 21. So my current players that I'm looking at that I want to transfer in that I think could go on a hot run of form. So we've got Kane, he's got Brighton in game week 21, that's a great fixture for him. They're also likely to have double game weeks. They're probably going to have the easiest double game week in game week 26, which is why I plan on targeting Kane. I do have Son, but the ownership of Kane is something that's continued to hurt me over the Christmas period, so Kane is definitely one I'm looking at targeting. Justin, another one, so one with a very high ownership. I'm sure a lot of you guys own him. Leicester have a great run of fixtures coming up in the next few game weeks. After their match against Everton this week, they have Fulham next week in game week 22, and then they have Wolves the week after. So it is a good run of fixtures, especially from a defence point of view, and his ownership is high, and he's probably going to have a good double game week in Game Week 26. Again, a lot of my transfers are planning towards that game week. And then John Stones having that double Man City defence with their upcoming fixtures, and the amount of double game weeks that they could have in the next few game weeks is definitely something I'm looking at targeting those Man City. So they could have double game weeks in 24, 26 and 27, which would mean they'd play 7 times in 4 game weeks. Now this isn't confirmed, it's just sort of a little bit of chatter about from Ben Crellin on Twitter, but it's definitely something I want to target. And even if they don't have quite that many, a Manchester City double up defence seems like a great idea, especially with the value that John Stones offers. And the final one I've got in here is Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now this is a bit of a rogue one. As a Chelsea fan, I've liked a lot what I've seen from Hudson-Odoi. Now with the new manager coming in, Tuchel, we don't know quite how we're going to line up, so it is a wait and see on him. He is very cheap at just 5.5 million, so interested to see what he can offer. One that is on my watch list, definitely. Now in the terms of the players that are on my potential transfer out list, we've got Brewster. He's not doing very much. It would be a big upgrade to Harry Kane, but like a lot of you, I've done KDB to Gundogan this game week, so that has freed up a lot of money that I could almost do Brewster to Kane. I need to free up a little bit of money, but it's definitely something I'm looking to do maybe next week or in the coming game weeks. Robertson and Chilwell are the defenders that I'm not overly fussed with. Again, Chelsea is a complete lottery at the moment. We'll see over the next couple of game weeks with Wolves and Burnley how they perform. Chilwell is likely to stay for me for those couple of games, just to see what happens. The way Tuchel plays, there's a lot of attacking momentum, both from the defensive wing backs getting into the attack, but also from the attacking players. So it's more likely there's going to be more attacking threat than clean sheet potential for Chilwell, but we'll see what happens with him. Robertson, one that I am, again, it's just not really worth the money. He's got okay fixtures in the next couple of game weeks. You've got Brighton, he's got West Ham, so his potential for Robertson to be a transfer out for me, but we'll see what happens. Robertson to Stones does look like a good transfer for me, especially to free up the money that I need to bring in Kane. And the final one is Saka. Again, it's just on a double game week. He's unlikely to have a double game week in Game Week 26 now that they've been knocked out the FA Cup, so he could be a transfer out, just one of those fringe players to bring in someone who does have a double game week, because I don't plan on wildcarding before that double game week. So it would be a plan to build my team for Game Week 26 and then wildcarding Game Week 27 to take out all those players that I don't need, that I would have played on my bench boost. So there are a couple of 4 hot players that I'm looking at the moment. 3 that I would definitely advise bringing in. Hudson-Odoi is a bit of a wait and see, and then the players that I'd probably sell as a result if I was to bring in any of those assets ahead of Game Week 21 or beyond. So actually having a look at how my team will line up currently, if I made no transfers ahead of Game Week 21, it would look a little bit like this. In terms of captaincy, it would maybe fall on Son if I don't have Harry Kane in my team, or it could fall on Salah. I know his form in the league hasn't been great recently, but it's still a good fixture for Salah. But Son and then potentially bringing in Harry Kane, as I mentioned, could be my transfer ahead of Game Week 21. We will bench, of course, Kufal, who will have Liverpool. Mitchell will stay on my bench, probably with Wolves at home, and then we've got the likes of Cancelo with a great fixture against Sheffield United in defence, Robertson with West Ham, Burnley for Chilwell, and then good fixtures sort of throughout. It does look quite strong. My only concern, Saka at home to Manchester United isn't the most favourable of fixtures, but I don't particularly have anyone on my bench that I look to start over him, so it could be where I look for transfers to bring in someone better than Saka this game week. But at the moment, that is how I would line up for Game Week 21 if I made no transfers. So my laptop just decided that my microphone doesn't want to work anymore, but I think we fixed it. In terms of my actual transfers that I think I'm going to make, the first one is obviously Brewster out into Harry Kane. It's definitely a transfer that I want to target. The upcoming fixtures for Tottenham and for Kane are very nice. If we have a look, they've got Brighton and West Brom in their next 3 after Game Week 20, which has already started. So Brighton away and West Brom are definitely fixtures that I will want to target for Harry Kane and for Tottenham in this run. So their fixtures coming up after are also nice, so it's not just a short-term move. They will also have probably the best double game week in Game Week 26 if they stay in the FA Cup. So definitely looking to get Kane in my team ahead of Game Week 21 for this strong run of fixtures. Now, it leaves me 0.5 million in the bank short of doing these transfers. Now I'm going to have to find that. I don't want to do just any transfer. I don't want to just, you know, downgrade Kufal or do Saka to Smith Rowe, because those transfers are not going to help me when I bench boost in game week 26. So I'm going to have to find a downgrade of a transfer to bring in a player who I think will do well in that double game week. And the big one that stands out, as I've spoken about, is John Stones getting the double Manchester City defence in. Now Chilwell or Robertson are going to be the one of the two that make way. At the moment I plan on it being Robertson that makes way. So Robertson to John Stones is definitely the one that I plan on making. But it could be, dependent on how Chelsea play, it could be Chilwell that makes way. So we'll wait and see how both Liverpool and Chelsea perform this weekend. So whichever of these transfers I do, Chilwell or Robertson to John Stones, it will leave me with enough money in the bank to do Brewster up to Harry Kane. So I have a decision to make about which defence I think will score most. Now the reason I currently think it's Robertson is because of these upcoming fixtures for Chelsea. I know there's a new manager, so we don't quite know what to expect, but Burnley at home, Sheffield United and Newcastle are 3 of the next 4 games for Chelsea and Chilwell. Now, the way Tuchel plays, there's a lot of that space up and down the left side and the right side for the fullbacks. It's very attacking, so there could be attacking potential for Chilwell to increase on what he's seeing at the moment. So at the moment, I plan Robertson out to afford the Brewster up to Harry Kane move. So that is my team, that how it will line up. It will also mean I'm able to bench Saka in game week 21. So as I mentioned, I'm not too fond of playing him in this game week, but doing these free transfers, doing these 2 transfers will allow me to bench him, so I can play a 3-4-3, Chilwell, Stones, Cancelo, Salah, Gundogan, Fernandes, Son, Bamford, Kane and Watkins would be my planned team if I made the transfers that I currently think I will. So that's all I've got time for in this video. Good luck in game week 20. I haven't said good luck in game week 21, as there is plenty more time to come before that game week starts. There'll be streams and videos to help you guys out. The best thing you can do if you have enjoyed and want to support is to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free for you guys. If you could just like and subscribe, it really helps me out. But I'd also love to hear feedback on this video. Is it something you'd be interested in seeing again? As well as if you guys have got any questions ahead of game week 21, drop them in the comments down below. Let me know how you lined up in game week 20, who was your captain. I'll make sure to answer them ahead of the deadline. But that's all we've got time for, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.